Welcome back, everyone. NewMutator here, bringing you the final game in the matchup between the Tcox and R3. It's been pretty exciting so far. It's the double elimination round number 2, or week 2, and if you've been following week after week, yes, it is the Myth World Cup 2012, and this white team here is going to be R3, led by Rat King. Helicopter Monkey Pilot is here, Muse is here, K-Size showed up, Kramisi showed up, and somebody named Valentin, I'm not quite sure who that is also here. For Tcox, we have Gamer, QWERTY, Stormrider, Cave, and Ramirez. That's pretty much their core group of players, I think, and QWERTY, I believe, is Flatline, and I don't think R3 was aware of that fact for the entire match, as we shall soon see. I started casting this game and then realized that I was actually trash talking somebody and decided to redo it for that reason. So here it is, Flatline. I didn't get very far though. K-Size saying it with Flatline it would be more even, and Rat King agreeing with him. Yeah, and this is classic Valentin her. Who is Flatline? And that's gotta be that's probably giving Flatline the warm and fuzzies. And there's also something that I've been neglecting to mention this entire time that I haven't even, for those of you who don't play Myth, who have never played it before in your lives, and you don't even know what it is, and but you see all this chat here. Okay, it doesn't differentiate between if they're speaking out loud so everyone can hear them, or if they're speaking so only their team can hear them. So it might seem as if they're speaking to everybody, or it might seem as if they're speaking only amongst themselves, but they can actually talk to each other or just talk amongst their team. It's called the yell versus whisper function. Basically it's Y on the keyboard, or Shift Y, is it? Oh gosh, I don't even know. I just do it automatically. Yeah, I think it's Shift Y to yell and Y to whisper, and then you type it in and send your message. But in a film like this, we can't tell, you know, what's what. So just keep that in mind, that there's no way to differentiate between something spoken out loud, something yelled, versus something whispered, in case you are not familiar with the Myth series or the engine. So keep that in mind. It is Tcox and R3, and Game 5 is just about to begin. And here we are, we're underway. And Gamer is going to be healing these whites and creating some pus for these goals to throw at the R3 army, probably these dwarves, possibly clumps of archers or clumps of melee, depending on the situation, or possibly nothing at all. You know, we will see. R3 has the same idea. They're going to be pretty much doing the same thing, although they may be doing it in a different way. Because of the fact that R3 has an extra player, they may use that to their advantage in creating like an extra little flank or something somewhere. Somebody who can, you know, he can go back and forth depending. I don't know. It all depends on the dynamic of the game. It kind of partially depends on how Tcox handle this. Uh-oh, so it looks as if Cave is disclosing the fact that he is going to be missing next week, and that is not good for Tcox, because they've already lost this match. They very well may be eliminated next week if something isn't done. They've only showed up with 5 players for this match, and if they lose Cave as well, Cave is pretty much their captain, you know, their the Tcox de facto captain, not the game team captain, which is Gamer, evidently for their their appearance here in the Myth World Cup, but Cave is kind of the one organizing the team. So that would very much hurt their chances of progressing further in the tournament if he was not able to show up. But here we are. We have an archer battle going on. And yeah, it looks like Thundercox are shooting uphill here. Valentin, Her, and K-Size are trying to fend off, looks like Gamer and Storm Rider. And it's 86 to 90%, so, you know, Thundercox are slightly ahead, although that lead just vanished before our very eyes. And over here we have Kremisi being pussed, and basically he may lose everything to Cave here if he is not careful. Looks like Cave with the offensive puss trying to take him out, but actually Kremisi is looking fairly good, and even pussed a little bit himself, although that was kind of a waste. He manages to push Cave back, and that rock goes flying there, bouncing off the tree. So Cave is going to retreat here, but he hardly has anything able to defend all of the sensitive artillery and ranged units, so those goals are going to be able to pick them off. And it looks as if Muse coming to Kremisi's aid is going to be able to do that in just a moment here. You know, we have Ramirez kind of threatening the mid force here of R3. There we have a puss being thrown, but not a whole lot done there. And so far Cave is able to keep Muse at bay, even going so far as to take out a couple of, so this is actually looking at fairly good for Thundercox, even though they're in a horrible situation. Gamer may be able to take out this dwarf even. Yes, and there it is. He does take it out, and you know, Thundercox able to reinforce that that small little force there. So now they are pushing R3 back, and R3 taking a lot of damage in that position. And elsewhere, Thundercox have pushed up onto the R3 middle force, and yeah, though let's see, that's QWERTY over here with a large warrior contingent, and he was able to, I think he took out a Puskull, and the Pusk went flying and froze Rat King's warriors, and those warriors are about to get cleaned up. And that dwarf is in a position to do a lot of damage. Elsewhere, Ramirez is kind of cleaning up the thrall of Helicopter Monkey Pilot. I'm not sure what went wrong for R3, but something went horribly awry. And Thundercox is just mopping the floor with them. This is their rage game right here. Yeah, I didn't quite see exactly what happened, and just heard a white go off. Somebody got whited, and I think it was Muse, possibly 67 to 50%. So Muse taking a lot of damage in his retreat there. Here's Kremisi. He's not in very good shape either, and Ramirez is pushing in and going to be taking out a lot of these archers, if not all of them, because excuse me, I'm sorry about that, because of this this large force here just sitting here for Storm Rider, able to back that up. Yeah, I apologize, that cough is returning once again, but I swear I'm not getting sick, or at least I don't think I am. I guess it's probably not wise to swear at all, but here's QWERTY on the offensive. He's going to be taking out Valentin, Her, and Helicopter Monkey Pilot as well. Kremisi is showing up, but he's pretty much a goner. So territories, this is the last flag of R3. It's 51 to 26%, and oh, there you go. Nice shot there by Stormrider with a lucky bounce, bouncing off the terrain, taking out that dwarf there. A great way to end it. Thundercox take it decisively with 50% remaining. So very nice showing there by Thundercox in the final game, preventing themselves from being swept by R3. So all around, I'd have to say this was a pretty fun match to watch. Looking at the numbers here, Kremisi, 10 kills, 51 damage. I think he may have been the only player on his team to net positive ratios there. However, for the Thundercox, wow, look at this. QWERTY, 20 kills, 90 damage. That is pretty decent there. Ramirez, 14 kills, 78 damage. 78 damage for Cave as well. All in all, a very good showing for the Thundercox in utterly destroying R3. I didn't quite see exactly how it happened, but I'm pretty sure, you know, it has something to do with... Actually, I have no idea what it was. They just, I don't know, maybe it was the pus, maybe R3 just got lured into committing where Thundercox was able to respond a little bit better and take them out. Also, we saw that that fight over here where Rat King just got decimated. So, yeah, and in the end, there was nothing that the beleaguered R3 force could do. However, they did take the first 4 games, and they are going to progress to the DE round 3, and Thundercox are going to be sent to the bottom bracket, where their future is at best dubious, especially with the absence of Cave. We will find out soon enough what happens there, but thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these casts, and I'm looking forward to doing the remainder of them sometime this week. You have been watching the Myth World Cup 2012, brought to you by myself, the NewMutator, and we'll see you next time. And I don't know, some catchphrase. I don't know, think of a catchphrase that I could say. In the meantime, I'll just leave you with, you know, thanks for joining, and peace out, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Game over.